Two guys, two worlds. This is The Flip Side. New episodes uploaded on YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify every week on Wednesday and Saturday. Now, here's your host, Jason and Noel. That's what I said, you nincompoop.
Okay.
Let me just say this, though. Let me just say this. It was a really self-conscious, incriminating video. Consider yourself privileged.
It was awesome.
Consider yourself privileged to have had the chance to see it, and you're welcome.
Hey, I would have paid 50 cents to watch that.
50 cents?
Hey, dude, that's what? 26 pesos right there.
I gotta
That's a
start a
subscription.
Patreon account.
Right.
At least somebody's willing
No, but
to pay.
it was nice watching and listening to. I was like, I had no choice but to look at it from a listener's point of view, right? And
I didn't twist your arm to watch
it. Was so I had it in the background, right, while I was doing some chores. So it made me think, God damn it! Sometimes this guy needs to be slapped. And like wake up a little bit and get to the fucking point. You know,
Such a whiner.
that was from a listener's perspective, listener's point of view,
Right.
because it's true. I'm not gonna lie. You know, there was some
Appreciate
points
that.
there, especially where in some points where you just stop all of a sudden because the dog stops, and then you literally jump to a different topic or a different train of thought. And I'm like thinking to myself, God damn it, if I was right in front of you, I'd probably slap you for like, just going all over the place.
Well, just keeping it real.
But no, it was good.
Keeping it real. Yeah, I just
Yeah,
figured,
man,
you know,
it
it's
was
just a
good. It was
good
very good.
video exercise to, you know, get the cobwebs out of the way. But yeah, that's
Right.
that's a look into the way my brain operates.
Right. One thing I did notice though, when you are because you looked like you were in a role that day when going on that walk. You know what I mean? When your brain gets going, you'll roll over a stop sign. You won't even stop.
Right.
Meaning, while your wheels turning, and then all of a sudden, your brain gets to a new point.
Yeah.
You'll like boop, start the new one without even ending the other one. Really.
And I appreciate you
essentially-
saying that because I was thinking the same thing, but I
Right.
was thinking, am I just being crazy? Am I just thinking negative about myself? Or am I
Yeah.
actually seeing what I think I'm seeing here?
As
And now you're
shitty as
telling-
this sounds, you're not the only ones that like that, man. There's like a million people out there that are probably doing the exact same thing you were doing.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing, you know, it helps to be validated
Right,
about how
right.
much I
Well,
realize
yeah.
how stupid I sound sometimes. But like I said, you know, it's to get it's a good exercise.
Yeah, definitely. But anyway, those were the things that I wanted to talk about in those videos. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Appreciate you watching it. I never watched it.
Don't you ever? Well, yeah, we had a discussion about this though. You never watch your own videos.
A little bit, yeah. Well, when I edit it, I watch it. But when I like the videos that I was in,
Out of the
similar-
6 episodes, how many have you watched or listened to at least? You don't need to necessarily watch it,
skip
but
around.
listen to it.
Skip around.
Huh?
Skip around.
Oh, okay.
Let's put it into this perspective. The video that you watched, the self-incriminating the video that you said that you watched, you saw 2. I've probably done maybe 4, 5, 6, a handful, not a whole lot, but like a
Right,
handful.
right.
Let's say 10, including some of the vlogs, including some of the podcasts that I've uploaded, deleted, hidden under my
Right.
YouTube channel somewhere. I don't watch those. It just feels good. It's just like a swing, like just swinging a golf ball. Like once you hit it out of the park, or once it's gone, it's kind of gone.
Right. I mean, that's usually the case for that now.
It would
I mean,
probably
it's not
help
like you're.
if I sat back and watched the video so I can learn my swing. But nah, I'll just hit another golf ball. That's kind of the attitude that I take over it.
But it helps because it'll help you understand yourself.
Yeah,
That's the whole
Yeah.
point of that
this whole stream of
Yeah.
consciousness kind of thing. You know where I kind of got that idea from? I have an almost senior, I think he's senior citizen already, like twice, three times my age.
Right.
And he knocked up a Filipina. They have a baby, and now the baby's like 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, and he's twice, three times my age, so he's in his 70s.
Jesus.
Not 80s, but maybe 70s. Definitely above 60s. Anyway, reality check. He knows that he's probably not going to make it to his college years.
Yeah.
So my friend, turned on his computer and just started talking to it, and he said, "Here, I'll probably have my son watch this, or hopefully my son's interested in watching this
Right.
when he gets old enough." That's kind of where I got the idea about 2 years ago, somewhere thereabouts.
The interesting part about that story is a 70-year-old knocking up.
Out of all the details of the story, that's what
Out of
you
all the
right?
details that I caught that
Yeah,
I'm supposed to be catching from that story,
yeah,
the one that resonated to me is this guy's a stud.
yeah, yeah. And it was funny though because I was sort of like his wingman for a couple of years. The Filipino wingman that would like he'd bring me to his dates just to make sure that the girls
Is he white?
he's as white can be. Like American
Jesus.
Caucasian.
You pimped out some
no, like
random chick.
Wait, you're talking about my friend, right?
Yeah,
I'm just
he's white.
I'm just the Filipino sideline.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I was like I look like a fixer compared to the guy when I'm walking around with him, I
You look like the translator.
or the pimp. Yeah, the translator, exactly.
Yeah.
So
So does he live? Does he live there now? I want to know this guy. That guy's a stud.
So I've been on a few dates with him.
Nice.
Funny to
Nice.
say it that way, but yeah, I've been on a few dates with him just to check out the girl and just to make sure that she's not pulling one over him. His favorite thing about his experience, well, not so favorite thing about his
The
experience
girl.
about dating Filipinas
Okay.
is that, well, first of all, I learned from him that it would be more efficient to meet girls online because this guy's like a really busy guy, right?
Right.
So he doesn't waste time hanging out at the bar, like picking up chicks. It's like he just goes to this website where he just pays like, I don't know, 10, 15, maybe $30 a month. Cause he
To meet
the way
Filipino girls.
to meet Filipino single girls, because the way he does the math with me is that if he's getting a beer every night and treating them to dinner every night, only to find out that they're not interested, it's about the same amount with what he's paying every month.
Probably less.
Or less, yeah. So anyway, to the point of the story, before this drags along, he's telling me it's so funny where I schedule a date with her, we meet up, and the whole barangay shows up. So there's the aunt, the uncle, the sister that shows up, and then the red flag. So in other words, they schedule a date, but there's like relatives tagging along, right?
Yeah.
So
That's all. Was she pregnant already at that time or no?
No. I'm talking about like the first when he'd introduce a girl to me.
Oh, I got it.
So usually on their first date, maybe let's say maybe out of 10 girls, maybe a handful, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them would show up with like an escort or a posse behind her,
Right.
as chaperone.
Just to be sure.
Just to be sure that this guy's not a child molester or what. Because anyway, so Wait, what was I getting to the point of that story? Oh, and then that's the first
About the
red
girl.
flag, right? Yeah, about the girl.
Right.
That's the first red flag. And then the second red flag, after 2, 3, 4, 5 dates, that's after I come in, right? So I'm at the third, fourth, fifth date. On maybe the fifth or the sixth date, the girl would say, my sister is in college and she's having a hard time, paying for her tuition
Oh,
fee.
shit. Come on. Is that a regular routine?
Almost. So I'm telling my
Jesus
so I'm telling my
Christ.
friend, and where did you meet these people again? Online, right? So I was so cynical about meeting people online.
That's
Just like,
so scummy, though. After like 5 dates and whatnot, and then, oh yeah, my sister's in college, but kind of
yeah,
having problems right now because she can't pay her tuition.
that's only at the third, fourth, fifth date. They're not even a couple yet.
So, but have they? Here's a question here: how long did they date before she got knocked up? Like the
Oh,
girl.
the one that he eventually married and had a kid with.
Oh, he married her.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, it wasn't a scammy.
Oh,
It wasn't a. I don't.
so they got married
At
before
least a
she got
year.
knocked up.
At least a year. Yeah, yeah. No, no,
Okay.
no. I don't know. I don't know. I'm
Or
not.
did
I'm not.
they get married because she got knocked up?
No, no, no. Wait. No. Yeah, they got married first. It was a clean thing. They met up.
Oh,
They met
okay.
up. They had a date online. I met the girl a
Right.
couple of times. She
Right.
didn't. Number one, she didn't show up with the posse and the whole barangay. And number two, she wasn't asking for like tuition fee. So she
Right.
knew how to play the game.
That's good. That's good.
She
I mean,
she
she
she,
played it right.
she played
She
it
was a
right.
pro.
She knew what she was doing. Got herself the ring, and yeah, now they're working
And
on
then
her green
sealed
card.
the deal with the baby.
And now they're working on her. I don't know if they're going to be moving there. I think they're retiring here.
Okay.
I think he's retiring here. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
So
As long as he doesn't have a family here.
he? No, I don't think so. It was kind of a sad situation for her though, because when she got pregnant and the first couple of years of the baby, as far as I understand, something to do with her green card about her having to be there, and she
Yeah.
ended up like being there. Like they literally tried to get a couple of sisters or an aunt or an uncle to follow, so that a relative can be with her while she's nursing the baby.
Right.
And immigration just wouldn't allow her. She ended up just being there on her own, making a couple of friends, but
Yeah.
not relatives from the Philippines to be brought there,
Wow. Okay.
which was what their original plan was, but immigration just wouldn't let her.
Well, I'm sure I mean, he has family here
Yeah,
that
but
could
that's
help.
still his family, or those are
That's
just
true.
new friends to her. She wanted to bring like a close
Yeah, but see,
relative.
that's the problem with something like that, though. With some of these Filipinos that do that, they're
Yeah,
they're rushing into it too much. If you're gonna get into something like that, you better expect that you're gonna be on your own for a while.
yeah. But this was,
You know what I mean?
I understood her point because she wanted somebody to be with her while she was
While she's pregnant.
nursing, not just pregnant, but the newborn.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And because the guy's pretty busy. My friend's pretty, he's when he's
Where do they
out,
live?
he's out. I think last time I heard they were in Tennessee or Arizona or something like that.
Okay, probably Arizona, because I don't see a lot of, or I don't hear a lot of Filipinos in Tennessee. I know Arizona, there's a lot.
Okay, yeah, a little Filipino
Yeah.
community there. So
Yeah, my cousin lives in Arizona, so I know.
he's screwing
that's
around with your
that's that's
microphone a
pretty
lot.
amazing, though. I know it's fucking annoying me. Anyway, because you know how when you're talking to a mic, there's a certain point or side that actually picks up your voice properly. Okay,
Right.
so like
Yeah.
yours is to the front, mine is, I think, right here. I think I just found it. There you go. You know,
Anyway, what was I? I had a point. I forget. Fuck.
Filipino nurses in Arizona.
Is your friend? Is that Filipino girl a nurse?
No, but I remember my friend mentioning that like all the nurses there are like Filipino.
Yeah, there's a lot of Filipino nurses here. My wife's got cousins and relatives that are all
Yeah.
nurses, like husband and wife nurse.
Yeah.
Nurses
Yeah,
here get paid a lot.
that's the ticket
They
to
get paid
get out.
like 6 digits.
That's the ticket to get a green card for a lot
Yeah,
of
pretty much.
the ones that are taking nursing.
I mean, imagine if you're making $110,000 a year as a
Not bad.
nurse.
Yeah.
If you multiply that by what is it, 55? Let's just say.
Yeah.
God damn, that's like 6 million pesos. Is that right?
Could you divide that by 12 with me? I think in terms of months. Because you guys talk about annual salary.
That's over 500,000
Right.
pesos.
Yeah. You're getting paid more than an airline pilot.
Jesus, seriously.
Yeah. My gosh, I have a cousin. He's about 5 years younger than me. Grew up poor.
Yeah.
Like hit his face in the toilet bowl when he was a kid kind of situation. I don't know what the family background was like. Long story short,
Right.
he ended up being like an athlete, scholar here, scholar there. But mind you, they came from the poor side of the family.
Right.
One thing, I don't know how they pulled it off, but he's a pilot now. Like a pilot trainer.
Nice.
Like commercial pilot training pilot. I don't know how do you call that, but
Isn't
yeah.
isn't that like it's you would think that in the Philippines or anywhere really, like a pilot gets paid because I know a pilot here gets paid a lot more than a nurse.
Okay. I don't know what the salary is
So,
there. Yeah.
well, if a nurse makes $90,000 to $100,000, a pilot probably makes 120, 150, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
So I'm not even sure how much pilots are made in the Philippines. But going into that, what's an average cost? Like for example, if I'm gonna live, what city do you live in?
Las Piñas.
Las Piñas. Okay, so in
That's
equating to Quezon City, which is where I grew up back then.
Oh,
How
okay.
far is that?
45 minutes, an hour.
That's not bad. Okay, so anyway, nowadays, if for a regular person to live comfortably in Quezon City, let's just say, I don't know, a 3 bedroom house. How much does one need to make to be able to live
Oh
comfortably?
man, you're asking the wrong person. 3-bedroom house? House,
Or
not an apartment.
let's just say an example, or a 2 bedroom, or maybe an
Fuck.
two bedroom apartment,
Wait,
or
let's
house,
just go
whatever.
with you probably need to be making 100,000 a month.
100,000 pesos.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. That's what I'm saying, living comfortably here in the Philippines with there's a lot of expats or a lot of Filipino balikbayans that have moved back and are talking because I have a feeling where you're getting at. You're thinking about moving back and how much you need to be.
Well,
That's
I
the
don't
thing.
know how it is. That's the thing, though. I don't know how regular jobs over there, like for example, here, you could be working at a fast food chain and
Yeah.
you could be making $15 an hour.
Right.
You can
right.
working at a
Yeah.
clothing store and make $15, $20 an hour. So it's the same thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
what's the average pay around there?
Average pay.
Yeah.
Hold
For
on,
example, if I work at Robinsons
Hold on.
as
Let me
a
put into
clothing store,
context what I
right?
was saying a while ago with 100,000 pesos. That's $1,800. per
Right.
month.
Per month.
But
And that's comfortable?
that's more than comfortable. Like you can buy a motorcycle or a scooter every month already. But that's the
Like
number.
you
Yeah.
can hire a driver, a maid with
Uh,
that money.
Probably just a maid, no driver. I don't know. What do I know? No, but I'm just throwing that out there in terms of just living comfortably based on what my friend was living with when he moved here also, because his apartment was like 30, 40, 50,000 a month pesos, huh?
Rent?
Yeah,
Rent?
yeah,
30,000?
yeah.
Is that a
Excuse me.
nice apartment or what?
So that's about $500, $600 a month. That's a really
That's it?
high-end apartment already. Yeah, exactly. And he'd leave it for like 6 months because he'd be flying in and out. So it's like nobody's even
Where
occupying
is
it.
that? Where is
So
it
it's cheap
located?
so it's cheap for him. Like right at the center, Rockwell.
Like Greenbelt or Rockwell?
Yeah, yeah. So
That's a pretty
cheap.
nice area, right?
That's right.
Rockwell?
That's cheap, right? But that's what most of the expats or the big balikbayans do. But on the flip side, the foreigners that decide to move here, they're smart.
Yeah.
They go to the provinces and live there. Dirt cheap.
Yeah, because you get it. Why wouldn't you? I'd do the same thing. You know, I'd buy a land, build it. It's dirt cheap.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
if I move down there, I'm not thinking about moving in the city. I'm thinking about moving to like Katiil or Siargao or something or
There you
Boracay.
go.
You know,
Yeah, it's a land grab right now. There's a lot of people that have done that already.
right, right. And that's what I'm thinking. I don't want to live in the city.
Yeah.
Why would I move to a tropical country and live in the city? That doesn't make sense.
Tell you what though, my friend who wants to retire here, they spent about a good year going around looking for a good place to live. They're like looking for sort of a beach house, like a
Right.
by the ocean type of location. They had a hard time finding one. They ended up
Like an ocean view?
Yeah.
Oh, because a lot of it is owned already. You know?
either owned or too expensive.
Then you'd have
or-
to,
Yeah.
yeah, and then you'd have to offer people money to like buy it from them. I mean, buy it from people, make offers and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But they had a pretty good
But,
deal
hold on.
with their neighborhood now, except there's no ocean. So
But still, I mean, if you're like a block away from the ocean and you're complaining, there's something wrong with you.
yeah. But yeah, see, so
You know
that's
what
the
I
thing. Just answering your question about like the average sort of quote unquote McDonald's type of worker that lives here, or somebody that works in, I don't know, maybe UPS or FedEx or something like that. I don't know exactly what their pay grade is, but they probably wouldn't be able to afford what I just mentioned, that $1,800 a month Rockwell type of
Yeah.
apartment. But that's somebody that can make it rain. But if somebody that has that kind of a job but works in the province, or I mean, we're just talking about budget. If you're spending that much, if you know how to, live within your means, there's
The
a lot of
100,000 is more than enough still.
way more. You can do even way more with just half of that, 50. But what I was trying to get
how?
at, what I was trying to get at is there are some provinces here, and don't ask me to mention the names, but there are some provinces here that like flocks of foreigners practically live there already.
Right.
They all decided, figured out to live there.
Yeah, because it's simpler. That's the whole point. A lot of these people that move there, it's a simpler life.
Yeah. So one of the first
Yeah.
lessons that my friend learned when he moved here in the Philippines, while he was hanging around with me, that schedule is mostly for suggestion only. Stoplights are if you feel like it.
Yeah. It's a
For
maybe.
For a suggestion only. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I'm
No,
making fun
the
of it.
only
But yeah,
reason I
The flip side of that.
The only reason,
Sorry.
yeah,
Just the flip side of that, of what I was trying to get at, that my friend kind of learned, was just relax. We'll get there when we get there. As long as we get there in one
well, that's
piece.
the whole lifestyle there, though. That's the thing. That's the whole lifestyle there.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, even the way of life is a lot harder. Filipinos are still able to find the upside on things, and that's amazing.
So now the current
Yeah.
president, or the past president, Duterte,
Yeah.
there was
Don't
this whole
name
thing.
names like that.
There was this whole
Yeah.
no. Well, there was this whole thing about
no.
there was this whole thing about infrastructure, building infrastructure so that we can make more money, and not losing
Right.
money being in traffic, that kind of thing. It was funny because a lot of people are praising him for it, but it was actually the idea of a couple of other presidents, like couple of decades back. Then he just decided to continue the infrastructure project. But I'll get away
Well,
from
because he
politics.
actually did something about it.
Yeah, I'll get away from politics. Just the bottom line is, time is money, and about how, people were bitching about how much money they were losing by being stuck in
Right.
traffic. So
Right.
it just
No, which is true
dovetails
still.
from what my friend was saying about, gotta go. Anytime
I
you're
mean,
done fiddling with
The
your
only
mic,
reason.
I'm ready for the next
Oh, no, I'm
topic if you want
fucking
to
sorry, man.
if you want to get to
No,
it.
the only reason I brought that up though was because I was looking at. I just saw my notification on my computer that my landlord received my rent payment. That's the only reason I came up, and I got pissed. I got pissed because I know how much I pay for rent, and it just listening to people the way they live back home compared to here. I mean, the shit that we have to pay, it's ridiculous. Where I live, if you make less than about $6,000 a month as a household, you're borderline struggling.
But here's the thing, though.
It's crazy.
Would you say, like, the systems, procedures, law and order, and everything is pretty reasonable?
Here, yeah, oh, absolutely.
Well, that's
A lot
what you're
better
paying-
than it
that's
is in
what
the
you're
Philippines.
paying for. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's not worth it because it's not even about that. The cost of living has gone up here the last month. It's
No,
insane.
Of course, I mean, I can't argue with you, but being the guy in the Philippines, I'm
The
looking at it.
safety.
I'm looking at it another way, in the sense that if something happens there, you can go to the police, and you can still do that here. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, I can't talk. I mean, there still is, like, police and law and order here, but if that person that did something to you, let's say I got in an altercation, let's say I got into an accident, I got into an altercation on the road. If the person that I ran into has money, he can get away with it.
Right.
Sorry to say, but he can still get away with it.
That's the same way here, though. If you don't have money, you can't get anything to support you, and you're fucked.
Like, if
Lawyers cost money.
yeah. Well,
Unless
yeah,
they
I
just
mean-
want to go straight insurance, you know what I mean? Then that's fine.
Oh, there you go. That's just how it gives you an idea of how naive I've been living here also. So,
It's not being naive. It's just the lifestyle is different. Cultural differences. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But then again, here, it's not the same all over the country. I'm in Virginia, and my wife and I are planning to uproot our family and move to Florida because the way of living down there is just much different than up here. Down there, it's more relaxed. There's a lot of Filipinos in Florida because it reminds them of the Philippines,
My
of
aunt's
being in the
there.
Philippines,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have an aunt there, and she's a nurse. She happens to
Where
be a
where in
nurse.
Florida is she?
I have no idea,
Do you
man.
know?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, so anywhere down there, a lot of Filipino are saying the same thing, that living down in Florida feels like they live in the Philippines. Besides the fact the weather is tropical, but I guess the lifestyle, you know what I mean? It's more relaxed. So
Yeah. Well, I don't want to comment on
anyway,
that too much. Not, I don't. Well, I don't really think I have much to say about it. But my reaction to people, Americans, living there all the time is my automatic reaction is better. It's always better. Like if you were homeless, it's always better there. If you're living under like in a train, if you're homeless for it's the train there is 10 times better than the train here.
right?
So it's always, but then again, there's always plus and minus anywhere and everywhere you go anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's hard to
Ganun lang talaga. I mean, it's just how you look at it and how you want to live your life. I'm lucky though. If honestly, if we had the money financially, my wife is actually for the idea of moving back to the Philippines. Even my kids.
even before
They
Florida.
even even Florida. If we could move to the Philippines, they don't mind.
Yeah, you'd skip over
Yeah.
Florida and go straight back to the Philippines.
Yeah. If we had the financial capability of it, my
Right.
kids don't mind. The only concern we have is like since we have a 2-year-old, we wouldn't want to send her to a regular public school. We'd want to send her to a private school. And we don't know what the cost is of private schools over there and whatnot.
Yeah.
So,
There's some international schools
you
here
know,
also.
well, yeah, that's mainly the kind of school we would want to send our kids
Yeah.
in. And those are pretty expensive, right? International schools.
Yeah, yeah. They're expensive, but
You get what you pay for.
for. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Anywho. Well, we're going to need to cut this short since I got to go to my kids' wrestling match.
Nice. Yeah, I had a couple of bullets also that we could just skip over to the next one.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
But when we end, I'm going to call you back because we got to discuss a couple of things real quick that we should discuss offline.
Okay,
Well,
don't tell anyone.
No, it's not like it's a super secret podcast that we're trying to do, unless you want to just talk about it now. I don't care.
If this is the first
It's
recording
show related.
episode that you guys have ever caught between Jason and I, yeah, we were thinking about, or I was suggesting that we call it Jason and Noel Super Secret Podcast, but because we don't plan to tell any of our relatives, any of our Filipino relatives about what
They
we're
could just
doing.
figure that out. Yeah.
They could just
Initially,
find
we
out.
wanted everybody to just discover it.
Yeah.
We don't care. But-
I'd really rather that nobody finds out. Actually, so I actually, I want to do one of those. If we had the chance, have you heard of like these? Let's end on this topic, right? Have you heard about these? And
Okay.
of course, I would know these online strippers. Probably like OnlyFans, something like that.
What?
You've never
Yeah.
heard? Such a dad.
No, I've heard of OnlyFans. Yeah.
Right. No, but not OnlyFans. I'm talking about like live strippers, right? But what I'm trying to get at
No.
is a lot of them I think are doing it because there's a way that you hop on their platform, you start taking your clothes off, but you can take off, I guess, for security or whatever purpose. It's not that you don't broadcast in the country that you're from. So just to segue into whatever
no
it is that
idea.
we're doing right now, I wish that there's a way that we could upload these, but prevent people from the Philippines,
The Philippines and the U.S. to
or at
find it.
least within the 10-kilometer radius that I'm living at, just to keep it away.
just block certain people out or certain radius.
Yeah, yeah, and like no
Only
chance-
people from Bangladesh, from Russia,
Nepal.
Nepal. People that won't understand us.
Right, exactly, or wouldn't care for whatever it is that we're talking about. But yeah, anyway, to end on a
Anyway.
positive note, I'm happy with that we're doing it. On the flip side,
Yep. Yes.
complaining and it's like a pity party between Noel and Jason. No, on a positive note though, I don't hear you be complaining too much about stuff. You're not like a whiner like me.
I'm not really a whiner, though. I mean, I bitch too much.
You sure
I do
you still
bitch a
want
lot.
to do this podcast with me?
Okay.
Because you're gonna be.
But it's I can't complain about something too much that I just don't have a lot to complain about yet.
You just got too much
I mean,
to be
no.
grateful for.
I'm saying it wrong. I think I'm being too nice. That's what I'm doing.
You're not
Yeah.
addressing your feelings.
I'm not. I can't just bring it up. You know.
Yeah.
I
You're
mean,
the one
really,
that doesn't
you didn't
know how to
ask.
cry, right? Yeah.
I can't. You didn't ask. How am I supposed to just bring it up? Talk about myself? That's too narcissistic, man.
But you see, that's the problem with me. I don't bring it up. You don't bring it up. But it just comes out.
No,
like a
you're
tsunami.
wrong.
I
I
brought it
ask.
up. You asked?
Yes.
Sometimes
No,
I
I
feel
mean,
like it
so
just
you'll bring
flows.
something up, and then I'll ask about it because that's how it's supposed to be. How else am I going to learn about it if I don't ask? You know what I mean?
Right. I
And
won't
then
even comment. I don't want to go over time, man. But I'm happy with that ending.
yeah, we'll
And just for the
We'll get to
record, I
that
got
point.
pants on, or I got shorts on. But I'm not going to stand up and give you the pleasure of really seeing what I got.
That's going to cost you on OnlyFans membership.
Right. I'll give you the link down in the description. And those pants those are dirty laundry pants. Okay, those weren't the pants that I was wearing a while ago. I was wearing cargo pants a while ago. Just on.
So
the
you couldn't
defensive.
put it in a laundry basket or anything. You had to hang it right there in plain view.
I like to wear
Do you
pants
see where I'm getting that though?
3 or 4 times.
If I just logged in to watch,
Of course.
and I see that there, I'm gonna think that you're fucking naked down there.
That's
It's
exactly what you
ridiculous.
thought. That's exactly what you were saying.
Anyway, so that's episode 6 for you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for maybe tuning in or just letting us rant. That's basically it. Thank you for letting us rant.
Hopefully, less of the ranting as we move forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're learning. It's a bit
We're learning.
clunky.
It's a process. We'll figure out our intro and our ending eventually and all this crap. And it'll get better.
And the microphone. But
Yeah.
whole point is, I know you guys are listening to this 2 guys recording, and you can pretty much see a train wreck happening right before your eyes.
Yeah.
But the fact that we can do it, I'm sure you guys can do it too. So hopefully it's an inspiring it's inspiring you guys to
and
do
because
something.
we can. Because we can. That's the point.
Are we gonna come up
All
with
right,
like
guys.
a cheesy ending line? Okay, always be creating. Or
No. All I'm gonna say is shut up and listen.
but on the flip side,
On the flip side.
you can also
Well,
make your own.
thanks for listening, guys. Episode 6 down the drain, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, what are you still doing here? The show is over. Go outside and look at the sky or something. But before you go do that, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Now go outside.